Just to run through just a minute the roasters. I didn't know whether Diane or Joe would speak, and it turned out, as you know, that Diane did. But it's only thanks to Joe that I ever got to know Diane, because Joe got to come to Wesleyan, and it was Wesleyan's great privilege and honor to have him here. And the fact that Diane joined us at the bank was one of those wonderful days. Joan Lee, who's sitting here with Diane today, was our head of human resources at that time. And Joan came to me and said, I've got this wonderful person I'd like to hire, but her husband has just come to Wesleyan. What do you think? Do you think he'll stay? I mean, I don't want to hire somebody who's going to leave. And so I picked up the phone and I found out that Max Tischler had brought him here. And I said, if Max Tischler brought him here, he's here to stay. And lo and behold, that was right. Diane came to me one day, about a week after Joan came to me one day. Joan came to me and said, I'm pregnant, and I'm going to have a baby on a particular day. I've forgotten now if Joan and Diane will remember well the days. And I'll need 6 weeks and all that. About 3 days later, Diane came to my door and said, I'm pregnant. And I said, when's the baby due? And the baby was due about 6 days or 7 days after Joan's baby. And they were about a week apart, am I right? Jason and Lisa were born, and I was out in the Human Resources Department. Well, I thank Diane for that, and it was just wonderful. John Bittiscombe did get wood out of our backwoods. He screwed up all of our pachysandra. In fact, 3 years later, it's just come back. No wood this year, John. Mark Maselli, I got to know when he was about 18 years old and had a ponytail. And he came to me and said, I'm going to start a health clinic. And I said, you're nuts. It'll never work. Of course it didn't. He's in 14 towns and God knows 400 to 500 employees. Serves more people than anybody else in the state. Then he came to me about 6 or 8 years later and said, I'm going to buy a building down in the North End. We're going to turn it into apartments, and I'd like to borrow some money. I said, you're crazy. He bought it anyway, put it in, made successful apartments out of it. And you go to North End of Middletown now, and it's the biggest building you've ever seen. And it's Mark Maselli. I can't be wrong all the time, but I sure as hell was wrong with him.
I wasn't, Mark.
That's true. That is the truth. She was on Mark's first board. And been in his camp ever since. Bobby and I did talk a lot about a lot of things. We had 2 wonderful kids. One of them was a runner. Her daughter was a very fine cross-country runner. We talked a lot about that. We talked about a lot of things. We got to know each other really well, and he's one of those people that I missed. Harry was a neighbor, and I won't even tell you about that. He did keep the lawn mowed. Had an old car in the front yard. What was that car?
Mercedes.
Huh? Mercedes, yeah. It didn't run very well, but Harry didn't run very well either. And then there's Patty, and everything she does is true. I thought I wasn't ever going to get caught. We have had a long and wonderful association, and I appreciate it all. And you may have found through that whole thread of this thing that chocolate came up fairly often. And it is true that I have a soft spot for chocolate, and I have indeed Gene in the car more than once, in more than one place, while I went and put my hand in the cookie jar someplace or other. But we've had 59 years together, which is longer than many people in this room live, and it's very special. I'll let her
I had no idea what the invitation was to be, what it was to look like, until it came in the mail. Kevin had sent it and told us that this was the invitation. So that meant that I had to do a little homework about the American Gothic. And Grant Wood's American Gothic was shown in 1930 at the Art Institute of Chicago. It was awarded a $300 cash prize and a bronze medal. 1930 happened to be the year after Biff was born and a year before I was born. This painting, representing a farm couple posed before a white house, brought the artist instant fame. Wood's dentist, Dr. Byron McKeeby, and Wood's sister, Nan, were asked to pose as a farmer and his spinster daughter. I did not make this up. This is Google, Wikipedia, all those good things. And so after 59 years of living united, we are honored to have been asked to help United Way celebrate and thank its leadership circle and to prove how much we are willing to endure to help assure success. And now, I think it's time for us to return to our farm and for you to return to yours. And thank you.